Welcome to episode 1 of the Future You Diaries. A healthy reset for success. I have some pretty big goals to obtain in 2025. I feel reset. Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. Dexy wanted to say hi in today's video. Welcome to episode 1 of the Future You Diaries. Now, if you've been around for a while, you follow me over on socials, as in Instagram or TikTok, you will know that the Future You series took the world by storm last year in 2024. I really wanted to take the Future You concept. You guys know in the middle of 2024, I read a book called 10x is easier than 2x, and the author spoke a lot about looking at life and living life through a 10x filter. And basically, his philosophy is if you want to 10x your life, everything about your life has to now be looked at and filtered through a 10x filter. So everything you do, everything you say, everything you think, eat, the way you exercise, the people you engage with, the friends that you keep close, do these things reflect the 10x life that I'm trying to build? If they don't, they're not actually allowed to filter through that 10x filter and come into my life. They actually stop at the top of the filter or the top of the funnel and they can't come through anymore. It's a very powerful concept that I was so incredibly inspired by when I read that book. I actually renamed it to reflect something a little bit more Beck, and I called it the Future You filter. I'm building this big, bold, beautiful life for myself. I have these really big, beautiful dreams that I'm trying to obtain, that I'm constantly chipping away at. But I know that in order to obtain those things, my life has to reflect what that future self has. My life has to reflect the habits, routines, rituals, people, food, the way that I exercise, like my future self would have. I started to do exactly that. I flipped the script on my life almost completely, did a full 180. And I decided, oh, you know what? The things that don't serve my future self, Lacey, come here, aren't actually allowed in my life anymore. And it was one of the most incredible lifestyle changes I could have ever made. I really wanted the Future You series to come off Instagram and over to longer form content. There's only so much that I can say and show you guys in a short time frame on Instagram. So I thought, let's do longer form, diary entry, vlog style videos of me showing you how I'm going out about my life through my own Future You filter. Living life and working towards my goals, building my health and fitness, chipping away at that, building a business through my own Future You filter. And these diaries are merely just for you guys to see how easy it is to make that mental switch ever so slightly and live life in accordance to the future you that you're working towards. It really gets to be simple if you allow it to be. I'm taking the bullshit out of it. I'm taking the unnecessary steps and strategy. It really just gets to be, how can I act more as if I'm already that person? I love the quote, you must first show up as her before you can become her. So that's exactly what I'm doing. These vlogs are just going to basically be what you would typically see on my channel anyway, but for the purpose of reference and so you guys can follow along quite easily, we will call them in the Future You Diaries. Again, if you follow me on socials, you will know that I have just come back from a holiday in Japan, an incredible holiday, but I did take 10 days off pretty much everything. Hosting, business, health and fitness. I ate okay over there, but then I got really, really sick. I got gastro, won't talk about it too much, but I was violently ill for 5 days, didn't eat, drink or sleep for 5 days. I thought I was going to pass away low key. And then I came home, no gastro, thank God. But then I got tonsillitis because I was so run down, didn't eat, sleep or drink for 5 days. I only feel like right now, and it's the 4th of March at the time of recording, I only feel right now that I'm back and I'm well enough to truly get back on the bandwagon. And what I mean by the bandwagon is January was the most cooked month in my career probably so far. The work demand I had because we launched these little babies was out of this world. I didn't really get a break over Christmas, so I went straight from Christmas. We had a death in the family on Christmas morning, got straight into launch the journals. Then it was February, had my birthday, we went to Japan, I got gastro, I got tonsillitis, I traveled a lot for work, and now we're in March, 4 days into March, and only just now can I hand on my heart say, I'm ready for 2025. I know. I did an entire New Year prep series at the end of 2024. On paper, I should be the most prepared out there, but life happens. We had to adapt. Shit hit the fan, quite literally. but we're back. I'm feeling better and I'm ready to officially start the Future You Diaries. And again, these video series are just going to be inspiration, showing you guys, walking you along, documenting my journey of living my life and building my business through my Future You filter. I don't know whether I've told you guys on YouTube. I know I definitely told my podcast, but I'm claiming 2025 the year of the boom. Everyone close to me knows that 2025 is the year of my boom and my business's boom. I've already claimed it. It's out there and it's kind of unfolding as we speak. So I know that I have to act in a certain way and live in a certain way, work and eat and exercise and show up in a certain way each and every single day to make that ideology, that year of the boom, my reality. So because we are back on the bandwagon, it is time for a very healthy reset. And this is the reset that I do every single time. I'm like, okay, we are resetting and refreshing for success. This is not just a house reset. This is not just a little, declutter of the home. No, we're doing like a full reset, a healthy reset for success. It is programmed for success. I always start my resets with a physical because I know once I feel good, everything else can flow. Last week, I put on a little bit of a fake tan. I got my nails redone and I straightened my hair. These are not necessary things, but I know that once I feel good, everything else flows and feels better for me. I did a little bit of a reset of the house yesterday, but this morning there's just some morning chores we have to get done. So let's do that together. Because we're in a brand new month, I am actually cracking open a brand new Future You journal. This is my brand, The Habit Tracker, and we've just launched our Future You journals under the Habit Tracker brand. And basically this journal is going to help me build out my future self from the ground up. If you don't believe me, I'm going to show you what I mean. First half of the Future You journal walks you through visualizing and defining who your future self is. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today. I'm actually going to go through all of this and revisit the person I'm building. I'm going to do my Future You vision board. So you and I have to go to Officeworks to get some supplies. I'm going to write myself a letter and set the Open Me On date for about 6 months time. I'm going to do a habits and routines audit because now that we're back home and back on track, this is necessary. Then I'm going to build out my ideal day in my life. I've actually mentally done this. I've actually started utilizing Google Calendar again, and I've actually started to implement time blocking, even their most intricate details. So for example, I have time blocked 5 to 6 a.m. for a sunrise walk. From 6 a.m. to 7, Raki blocking in time to go to the gym. Because I know if I don't do this, if I don't intentionally make the effort to slot that in ahead of time, it's not actually going to happen. And it also doesn't feel as serious and as intentional. I have some pretty big goals to obtain in 2025. And I know that if I'm not acting in accordance to that level of priority, are they going to happen? Probably not. So I'm going to show you guys my Google Calendar, what it looks like at the moment and like how intricate it has been. We're going to build out a day in the life. And that is basically our Future You formula checklist. I'm just going to tick off everything I've done there. And then of course, the second half of the journal is our journaling portion. So that section is actually where you make the magic happen. So you've defined exactly who you're working towards. That is the vision. You've locked in that vision, but now it's your turn to make the magic happen. So I actually journal every single morning. That's just how it rolls around here. We lock that in, we hold that vision, and then we riff on it. We set the tone for the day and we show up in accordance to that future self we've just journaled about. For now though, I'm going to reset the house, jump on Pinterest and download some images for my Future You vision board and chip away at step 1 of the Future You diaries. Really need to get a printer. I don't know whether I told you guys this, but when Zach and I moved out of our old place, we had a perfectly fine working printer and I just never used it, right? And so, you know how towards the end of like packing down a house or like packing up a house to move to a new house, you're kind of just sick of everything. You're in like this cutting mode where you're just like, oh, I'll just get rid of it, never use it, just get rid of it and I'll buy it again if I need it. I have never needed a printer more in 2024 and 2025 than I have ever needed before in my entire life. I'm kicking myself for throwing out that printer. And I have to drive 20 minutes to my local Office Works to get 2 pages printed off. I really CBF buying printer today. Might get it like end of financial year. That makes sense to get it then. But for now, I'll just keep driving 20 minutes to my local Office Works. I don't know why I did that. Very annoying. Anyway, we're on our way to Office Works. Print this off. Also, guys, by the time this video comes out, the cyclone would have already hit. But there's a cyclone coming to southeast Queensland, Australia, which is where I live. And the winds have started to pick up. Now we have all been told to prepare for the cyclone, as in go buy non-perishable foods, buy batteries, torches, and expect 3 days, up to 3 days without power. I can see all of like the council workers out right now, like preparing. It's really scary. I've never had to deal with something like this before. You know, I've seen cyclones, we've had flash flooding here in Queensland, but I've never lived to experience a cyclone firsthand. Like we see it on the news up in Townsville, but not here. And we have been told that where I live, like South Gold Coast, we will get it pretty heavily. So I'm really nervous. And apparently people are fear buying, like panic buying, and there's no water bottles left at Coles and there's no toilet paper left at Coles apparently. I actually, like in all seriousness, like legitimately, we have run out of toilet paper. So I have to go get some of that, but I'm just gonna go get some like canned goods. We have heaps of water bottles that we'll hold on to and I'll fill up like at home in case we run out of water. But it's really scary. I've never experienced something like this. I am so hot, boiling actually, and do our vision board. We have our journal, Future You journal vision board to create. Now I've gone to Office Works and I've printed off my, why do they like that color? Hello? They're a bit yellow. I don't know whether you guys can see that. Anyway, this is what's gonna go in the vision board section in the journal. The 2025 vision board that I created at the end of last year is completely separate to this. By the time this video is out, this reel is up. And this is going to give you a little bit of a deep dive as to why I've created a completely separate Future You vision board from the general 2025 vision board, the regular vision board that I created at the beginning or the end of last year. The regular 2025 vision board, the generic one, she is just a visual wish list at the end of the day. She is just what I want to achieve, the materialistic things that I want, the materialistic experiences that I want to experience, the car, the career, the lifestyle, the home, the money, everything, right? The Future You vision board, which I'm about to create today, is completely different because it represents who I need to become in order to obtain the things on the regular vision board. Put simply, and this may be a little bit of tough love for some of you guys. I know when I sat in it for a while, it was tough love for me, but nothing on my regular generic 2025 vision board is going to come to fruition if I don't first focus on this. I cannot have the big, bold dream life if I'm not acting in accordance to that life, right? I have to embody this new, improved, elevated, evolved version of myself if I want the new, improved, elevated things, life, career, money, body, whatever it is that I'm working towards, right? So the Future You vision board is arguably the most important. And while there's nothing wrong with a regular vision board, I encourage them always. We need to be focusing on who actually are we embodying first to get there. I'm going to spend the afternoon working through my Future You journal. By the way, how beautiful is the keepsake gift box that each journal comes in? It's my favorite quote, one of my favorite quotes: lock in the focus, hold the vision, trust the process. It is the epitome of everything I feel like I'm doing at this point in my life. And I feel like for a lot of you guys watching, it's probably what you're doing as well. So I've decided on a periwinkle blue color, and there's enough journaling space for around 2 months. So this will last me around 2 months, and then I'll get a new one and repeat the process all over again should I wish to. It is the next day. I'm about to head to the gym. This is my first session back since coming back from Japan. I probably haven't trained in 3 or 4 weeks. Yikes is all I can say. So today I'm gonna do a lower body session, and to be honest, it may be my last session the next couple of days. The cyclone is actually due to arrive tonight. Apparently it is also getting worse because it has slowed down, which means it's lingering over its path for longer. Anyway, I'm very, very anxious, which is another reason why I want to go to the gym. I'm going to take some pre-workout and then I'm going to smash out lower body. I train at a brand new gym, by the way. I don't think I've filmed in this gym before, and I have a lot of anxiety filming in this gym because there are a lot of older people, like elderly people. I low-key love this new gym for that reason. There's like hardly anyone I know, hardly any young people, no one knows me. It's just the best. So I know that they get a bit weird often, stereotyping them here, when I like bring a tripod and a camera and whatever. So I'm just gonna like discreetly film when and where I can. Content will probably be choppy and limited, but doing what I can to prove to you I went to the gym. I'm back from the gym. I just got home. I got the dogs and the husband.
Yep.
You guys would have seen I filmed Sweet FA at that gym because it's just really awkward. Like the way the setup is we're like all facing each other. Love the gym, not sure about the setup, and it's also not a very aesthetic gym, is it?
No, and I think also it's very wholesome, this gym, and I think the demographic of people that go there would appreciate people.
That is exactly what I said. Like literally exactly
Really?
what I said. Yeah, like I said before I left, I'll try and film, but there's a lot of older people and I think they would hate seeing other people film. But I did my lower, actually it was an upper body session. Then I did 10 minutes on the stepper, and then I did 20, you're right sis? And then I did 20 minutes on the treadmill, and I did sprint and walk intervals. It was actually a really good workout. I feel so much better. Zach and I are actually now going to, are we going to Kira?
We're gonna try and go to Kira and get a car park.
Anyway, we're going to the beach to see the swell and to see like the corrosion of the
We're going because the surf is hectic, and there's all these pro surfers out there. There's jet skis and these waves are huge.
Because of the effects of the cyclone, the swell is up to what, 5-7 meters or something ridiculous like that.
Oh, I don't even know.
It's something ridiculous, and like it's a once in a lifetime thing, and because we live near the beach we just want to go see it and soak it all in.
In the area it's a once in a lifetime.
Yeah, it's starting to look quite dire now, isn't it?
Yes.
It's starting to look quite eerie, very dark, on and off. The trees are going crazy. Apparently tonight we have been recommended from 6 p.m. onwards until Saturday. So just for context, today is Wednesday. So from 6 p.m. tonight, we have been advised to stay indoors until Saturday. The worst of it will be tomorrow night and Friday. Saturday will still be pretty bad, but then Sunday it'll start to die down quite well, apparently, according to Higgins Storm Chaser. It is a couple of days later and I have just done a Pilates workout this morning, had a shower, put on a little bit of makeup, didn't really touch my hair, put on some house clothes, some comfy house clothes, because I'm about to get stuck into work. Guys, the cyclone hit us last night, if you've been paying attention to the cyclone chat. Super loud wind gusts, obviously lots and lots and lots of rain. I was woken up by it, Zach was not. He slept like a baby throughout the entire thing. I don't know how, but he did. I'm about to get stuck into work for the day. I actually have a whole heap of like boring admin stuff that I have to get done because I'm simply not carrying it into next week. That's something that I'm really working on, is making sure at the end of every single week, even if it is a Saturday, I don't mind working on Saturdays and Sundays because I actually love what I do and it doesn't feel like work. I get a lot from it. But before I get stuck into work, I did want to show you my Google Calendar because this has been such a game changer to my productivity, but also showing up in the things I said I was going to do, because it is in my calendar. I am reminded of when these things are coming up. I get a notice to my phone. I've already made the effort to like put in these things into my calendar. I've color coded them. Let me show you what I mean. This is the Google Calendar in all her glory. So as you can see, we have pretty much everything I do specifically in the morning in here, because the morning sets up the rest of my day, right? Sunrise walk, mindset work and breakfast. Typically we go to the gym depending on workload. And then I've actually put in the things I need to do that week. As you can see here, this was a habit tracker week. Now, because I have 3 brands, what I like to do, and this is all trial and error and what works best for my brain, but because I have 3 brands, I don't chop and change, like shift hats throughout the one week. So I will actually just focus on the one brand for that entire week. So Monday, Tuesday are like admin days for whatever brand it is for that week. And then Wednesday, Thursday, creative days. So creating content, planning content, editing content. And then Fridays is always like a loose ends day where we'll kind of like tick off any outstanding stuff. We will book a lot of appointments on that day. Some weeks I'll even have like a half day so I can go to those appointments. But basically what I have found over the 2 years almost of running my own business is I'm working for myself. When I'm constantly chopping and changing tasks, when I'm constantly chopping and changing hats for different brands throughout the week, it gets so messy. By Friday, I'm so burnt out, and that's just like not the energy we're bringing into 2025. So I actually started implementing this around halfway through 2024, where I focus on the habit tracker for one entire week, Beck Stewart for one entire week, and then In Her Power for one entire week. And I focus on that alternatively. It'll alternate every single week as the weeks progress. I hope that makes sense. So I actually started trialing this beginning of last year and it has worked like a treat. I'm going to finish off the rest of my to-do list for the week. So that comes Sunday, which is tomorrow, and come Monday, which is the start officially of a new work week for me, I am feeling fresh and on top of things. I have done the reset mentally, work-wise, professionally. The house is reset. I feel reset. I'm feeling fresh. I'm actually going to wrap up today's vlog right here so I can get stuck into work and start filming my next one. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 1 of the Future You Diaries, and I'm sure I'll see you in my next video very, very soon.